Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna. Ravin Prabhu, are you able to hear me, Prabhu? Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji, you are loud and clear, no problem, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
And I'm trying to share the screen. Today I'm outside, so I'm trying to share the screen. You are able to see that Bhagavad Gita slide from Prabhu? Or?
Yes, Prabhuji, it is visible, but it is in a different format. It's not in the usual format. But it is visible.
Because I'm connecting from my iPhone. That's why.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, it is a phone screen. Yes, but it is visible, Prabhuji.
This sloka Bhagavad Gita only is showing up, correct, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji. Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsa Sangasteshu Pajayate.
Okay, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
I won't be. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. I won't be able to play Brahma Samhita today because I don't have my laptop with me. I'm outside. So we will continue our Bhagavad Gita. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Radhanath Swaminiti Namini. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namini. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Mena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Mena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandegam Shri Guru Shri Utapada Kamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sakagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaidam Savadutam Parijana Sagitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sakagana Lalita Shri Visakanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpadi Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhye Vachapatitanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Iswaraga Paramaga Krishnaga Sachidananda Vigraga Anadir Adir Govindaga Sarva Karana Karanam. Hare Krishna. By the causeless mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, we are nicely studying Bhagavad Gita, the most confidential knowledge, Raja Guhyam. So Krishna is teaching in Bhagavad Gita that we should actually remember him all the time. Sarveshu Kaleshu. That's what we were studying yesterday also. We were discussing about that also. So that means not even a single moment we should forget Krishna. So the life in this world is very short. We need to understand that. And understanding the temporary nature of our life here, we should actually develop that permanent relationship with Krishna. That's what is permanent. So we should be able to distinguish between what is temporary and what is permanent. So that's very important. What we see today, what we hear today, what we are observing today, all those things will not be there tomorrow. So things are all changing. Everything. That's why Krishna is teaching that. Na asattaga vidyate bhavu. So asattaga vidyate na bhavu. So the one which is not real has no endurance. So it is not permanent. The one which is not real. The one which is temporary. So that is the body. Whereas na abhavo vidyate sataga. Whereas abhavo na abhavo. This sataga. Sataga means the permanent one. So that is the soul. The soul is na abhavo, means it is not changing. It is permanent. So that way, we are not the body. We are the soul. But because of ignorance, because of not having this knowledge, because of attachment to the material sense objects, we actually identify ourselves with this body and do everything only to satisfy the needs of this body. And we completely ignore ourselves, that is the soul. So, without knowing that, at the time of death, we will be forced to accept another body. So now we are studying in the second chapter, we are already understanding the relationship between mind, senses, intelligence, and everything, the soul. So mind is very flickering. It is also very strong. It's flickering and strong. That's very dangerous. So chanchalam ki mana Krishna pramadi balavat. Balavat dhritam. So dhritam, it's very obstinate and it's very strong and it is not stable. So that is the nature of our mind. Everyone is having mind and it is the same for everyone. So when the mind is not under our control, what is going to happen? We are going to struggle because the mind brings a lot of problems. We need to realize and understand that when we worry, so that means mind has brought problems to us. When we start worrying about something, we need to realize and understand that mind has brought problems to us. So now we have to stop worrying. But in this material world, that's not going to be possible unless we ourselves connect with Krishna all the time. That's why Krishna is teaching Bhagavad Gita Ma Suchaka many times. Nanu Sochati Argasi. So Nainam Sochitum Argasi. All such things Krishna is teaching us so many times that when our mind is connected only with Krishna, so then we don't have to worry about anything. So Otherwise, this mind brings us a lot of distress, so much of problems in this way. And every step there is danger in this way. Nothing is assured, nothing is guaranteed. Everywhere there are problems. So there is no peacefulness in the society also in general. So even if it is there, it is not staying for long. So there is always some issues, some problems that keep on coming in this material way. So, and the resources also are limited. And we are not also satisfied with what we have in this world. And everyone wants everything more and more unlimitedly, except Krishna's mercy. There is the only one thing we can get unlimitedly. There, such resources are not limited. Krishna's mercy is not limited. It is unlimited. And we can get as much as we want. And service to Krishna, the opportunity to serve Krishna, that's also unlimited. We can serve Krishna as much as we want. So that's what we need to understand. So that way, we need to make use of this unlimited opportunity to serve Krishna and understand Bhagavad Gita. Study and understand Bhagavad Gita. This knowledge is the key. Bhagavad Gita knowledge is a solution manual for all our problems. We will not have any problems if we understand this Bhagavad Gita fully. This knowledge solves all the problems because it's a solution manual. This solves all our problems. We will not have any problems if we have this complete knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. So that's what we need to understand. So by Krishna's mercy, we are getting this knowledge. So that means by Krishna's mercy, we are solving all our problems. So by Krishna's mercy, with this knowledge, we will be able to solve all our problems. And that means this Bhagavad Gita is Krishna's mercy. That's what we are going to study today also. Krishna is using the word prasada. Prasada is his mercy. So the existence ourselves in this material world with material body, so that itself is a problem. We need to solve that problem. We are trying to solve so many other different problems in this world instead of trying to solve the problem that we have this body. That is the problem. So for that, we have to understand the scientific nature of these three modes of material nature, how they act on us, how they are forcing us to do everything. When we are controlled by these modes of nature, we are forced to act helplessly by these modes of nature. So these three modes of material nature are very strong and very powerful. And when we are attached to material sense objects, we are forced to act. That's it. When we are attached to this material world, when we are attached to material sense objects, that means we will completely come under the control of the three modes of material nature. That's the reason Krishna is repeatedly teaching that give up all attachments to this material world, develop only attachment towards me. So then we will be freed from the modes of nature. We are studying this again and again many, many times. So we have to simply get this knowledge with faith, without envy. Then we will be freed from this material world. Then we will be able to go to Goloka. Before the time runs out, we need to make use of this opportunity. Because we really don't know, each and every individual, how long we can live. We can only assume that we can live longer. But even if we live longer, if we are not using this life to realize ourselves, if we are not using this life, this opportunity to serve Krishna, then even if one lives up to 100 years, that life has no use at all, no value at all. What are we going to gain in this material world? Even if we live up to 100 years, still at the end we are going to die only. We are going to lose everything only. So there is no point in being ourselves happy or very much satisfied that we live longer. If we are serving Krishna, if we are using all our energy, knowledge, everything in the service of Krishna, so then there is meaning in living longer in this world, because we are able to serve Krishna, because we are able to elevate ourselves towards Krishna. So then there is a meaning. We can live long. But if that is not happening, then simply getting attached to material sense objects and working and gaining a lot of material assets and thinking that we are great and we are doing a lot of things and all such things, that is not the growth in this material world. Simply we say that the growth or the prosperity or whatever we call, that if someone has got a lot of money, a lot of assets, a lot of power, a lot of this and all, we say that opulent or living nicely and achieve a lot of things. But if that person is not able to remember Krishna, not able to understand our relationship with Krishna, not able to chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra or offer prasadam to Krishna, then everything is simply waste. That's it. Everything is simply waste. No use. Everything should be put in Krishna's use, because everything is owned by Krishna. We need to know that. We need to know that everything belongs to Krishna. So we need to simply do everything for Krishna, knowing very well that everything is owned by Krishna. That's what is very important. So that way, if we offer everything to Krishna, knowing very well that Krishna is the owner, Krishna is the proprietor, Krishna is the Maheshwara, Sarvaloka Maheshwara, so then this life has meaning. Our life is very well spent. That's what is very important. So for that, we already know only 1 in 1,000 will be doing this. That statistics also is known to us. Krishna himself told very clearly. That's why we are not able to get lots and lots of devotees to our Bhagavad Gita class. But still there are lots and lots of devotees that are there. We will need to identify. But still, if we say 1,000 persons, only one will join this very regularly, very sincerely, forever getting connected with us and chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and doing everything for Krishna. Only if we do this, sincerely. So only 1 in 1,000. So that is the way this material world is designed. We cannot expect in this material world everyone to become a devotee of Krishna, and we cannot expect everyone to get freed from this material world. When we say that everyone cannot become a devotee of Krishna, so that means they cannot get freed from this material bondage. It is the truth. That is a very sad truth. That is an unfortunate fact. That is a fact. We have to understand. We need to realize that fact. So in all circumstances, we should fully depend only on Krishna. So depending on Krishna only is going to make our life very, very meaningful. Very, very purposeful. Completely depending on Krishna and doing everything for Krishna. So that way only we can say that we are leading a life. Even a person lives short life also. If that person is a devotee of Krishna, 24/7, spent all the time for Krishna. So that means he is going to go to Goloka. That means he is going to go to Goloka. That's very important. So that way we need to realize this Bhagavad Gita is the knowledge which is taking us to Goloka. So that's what we are gaining. We are gaining this Bhagavad Gita knowledge which is taking us to Goloka. And now we need to fully study, follow everything, so that we will go to Goloka. So by Krishna's causeless mercy, we are getting this knowledge. We are understanding everything. And especially now in the second chapter, for the question asked by Arjuna, Krishna is answering in the 18 slokas, complete answer. We are understanding everything. Complete answer we are getting. So it is actually Sthita Prajnasya ka bhasha samadhistasya kesava sthitadi kim prabhasheta kim asita vrajeta. So what are the symptoms of a self-realized person? How does he speak? How does he what does he speak? What is his language? And how does he sit? How does he walk? All such things are now Krishna is teaching us very, very clearly. We are understanding. We are getting the complete understanding from all the answers Krishna is teaching. We should make sure that our senses are under our control. It should not deviate. But senses will go here and there, we know that. Mind will go here and there, we know that. But now we need to make sure they should not go here and there. And we need to make sure it is always staying with us. So that is possible only by chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Only by studying and understanding this Bhagavad Gita. Because the only way we can control the mind is by remembering Krishna. There is no other way. So that is the way only we can control our mind. Our mind should remember only Krishna all the time. Otherwise, our mind will not be here. That's what from the beginning today also we are studying. The only way. That is the only way to control our mind is just to remember Krishna all the time. And the only way to remember Krishna all the time is to give training to our mind to remember Krishna all the time, to give practice. So if we don't practice, if we don't train our mind, then it is not going to remember Krishna. So we have to train, we need to practice. That's what is chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, this practice. And understanding this Bhagavad Gita, following this Bhagavad Gita, spreading this Bhagavad Gita, and getting always connected with Krishna. So then our mind is going to be with us. So by Krishna's causeless mercy, we finished 63 slokas in the second chapter. In the sloka number 62, what we studied yesterday, Krishna is teaching us very clearly that Dhyayato Vishayan Pumshaka Sangaste Supajayate Sangat Sanjayate Kamaha Kamat Krodho Abhijayate Krodhat Bhavati Sammohaka Sammohat Smriti Vibhramaga Smriti Bramshat Buddhinasho Buddhinashat Pranashyati. So, while contemplating the objects of the senses, a person develops attachment on them. So, Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsa. Sangaste supajayate. Sangha means attachment. Sangat sanjayate kamaha kamat krodho abhijayate. So from such attachment, kama develops. Strong desire develops. Krodhat bhavati sammoga. So from such kama, then krodha comes, anger comes. From anger, delusion arises. So while contemplating the objects of the senses, a person develops attachment for them. And from such attachment, lust develops. And from lust, anger arises. Krodhat bhavati sammogaga, sammogat smriti vibhramaga, smriti bramshat buddhinaso, buddhinasat pranashyati. So from anger, delusion arises. From delusion, memory is bewildered. When memory is bewildered, intelligence is lost. When intelligence is lost, we ourselves will fall down into the material pool. That's what buddhinasat pranashyati. So Krishna is teaching us that if we focus our mind only on Krishna, not on the sense objects, then all these things are not going to happen. Because everything, the starting point for everything is actually this Dhyayato Vishayan. That is the starting point for all the problems. Dhyayato Vishayan. Dhyayato means it's meditating, thinking. Vishayan means sense objects. So thinking about sense objects. That's what Dhyayato Vishayan. Dhyayato Krishna means we are safe. Dhyayato Vishayan means we are in trouble. That is the problem. Starting point is here. So that means we should not let our mind to think about the material sense objects. For that, we need to practice. That's why this chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is very important, because at that point of time, we are not letting our mind to think about the sense objects. For example, now we are studying Bhagavad Gita. We are not letting our mind to think about the material sense objects. So that means we are getting now developing attachment to Krishna. So that's why Dhyaito Vishayan Pumsaga Sangaste Supajayate Sangat Sanjayate Kamaga Kamat Krodho Abhijayate. So then Krishna is teaching in the sloka number 64, what we are going to study today. In the sloka number 64, Krishna is teaching Ragadvesha Vimukteshtu Vishayan Indriyesh Atma Vasaihi Videyatma Prasadam Adhigachati. So Raga means attachment, Dvesha means aversion. So basically detachment, aversion, Raga Dvesha. So Raga Dvesha Vimuktaistu, one who is freed from attachment and aversion. That's what Raga Dvesha Vimuktaistu. Vishayan Indriyais Charan. So from the sense objects, bring all the senses under the control of the self. Atma Vashair. Atma Vashair means under the control of the self. So bring all the sense objects, senses from the sense objects, and keep it under the control of the self. That's what Vishayan Indriya Ischaran Atma Vashair Videya Atma. Prasadam Adhigachati. So we are going to get unlimited mercy of the Supreme Lord. Prasadam Adhigachati. So that's what is very important. So if we are able to free ourselves from attachment and aversion, raga, dvesa, vimuktaistu, if we are able to control our senses, bring it from the sense objects and bring it under the control of ourself by following the regulations, regulated activities, that's what Videya Atma, then Prasadam Adhigachati. Then we are going to get the complete mercy of the Supreme Lord. So this is the way to get the mercy of the Supreme Lord. This is the only way to get the mercy of the Supreme Lord. Oops, it went to somewhere. 1 second. So there is, but a person free from all attachment and aversion and able to control his senses through regulative principles of freedom can obtain the complete mercy of the Supreme Lord. So in order to do that, we need to chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and focus our mind on the transcendental sound vibration. So let us do that now and focus our mind and try to control our senses and control our mind. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Radhanath Swami Niti Namini. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namini. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarini. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurmilitamena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrindam. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare, Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare, Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, 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 Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Krishna Hare Hare, Ram 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 Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. I won't be able to discuss question answer today, only for today. Hare Krishna. So we will again continue studying Bhagavad Gita tomorrow, since I am outside now. I am not able to find time to take question answers. Hare Krishna. Again, we will study tomorrow Bhagavad Gita. Hare Krishna. Hare Ram.